Hi, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? All right. This one's a little off subject, but since we talk about the economy and every single thing related to businesses and how they function, and whether or not it is good or bad business to raise wages, I thought it'd be good to bring you this. Companies offer pet bereavement days. Basically, when you have to, unfortunately, put your pet down or have them die on you, it is always a very sad thing. I've had to unfortunately put a 25-year-old cat down. Oddly enough, I still believe the reason he got sick was due to shady circumstances that we won't get into. But basically, I had contacted Guinness Book World Records because he was closely becoming a Guinness Book World Record for the oldest living cat. He only had about a year and a half to go, and I guarantee you, had something weird not happen, I almost guarantee you he would have made that Guinness book. And once I emailed them about a week or two later, about a month later, he fell sick and we had to put him down. I still believe today that somebody did something to him. 25 years, ladies and gentlemen, is a long time to have a pet. From the time I was 6 until now. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, companies now offer pet bereavement days, or at least will be offering, or is a new trend. According to CBS Miami, companies calling time for pet bereavement days, which allow families to cope with the emotional feelings associated with the death of a pet. One woman couldn't simply describe the pain she felt when her dog passed away. Company granted her a day off so the woman could explain to her young son about the dog's death. And that's always very hard, folks. I've never had to explain to anybody that of a passing animal, so I'm always happy about that. I'm not happy that it happens, but I am very happy I've never have to do that. When I was younger, I had one pet that to this day I never get a solid answer on what happened to him or her. It was a cat by the name of Blinky. I went off to kindergarten or first grade one day. I came home and the cat was gone. Whether or not my family, took him down to the shelter, which I don't think they would have done, or my grandparent, ran him over accidentally because he got out, or who knows what happened. But I've never been given a straight answer as to what happened to that pet, so I've always kind of been a little bit sad on that end. But being able to stay home with the kid and grieve with them was invaluable. It was so important to the lady about her pet's passing. Even more companies are now following the trend, including software company VMware, Maxwell Health. Pet-friendly Kipton hotels and restaurants allow up to 3 days away from work. And pet insurance company Trupanion now gives employees one paid bereavement day. Statistics say that pet parents grieve an average of 6 months, and since pets have become integral parts of many families, the grieving is as strong as losing a human member of the family. When Frisky got sick, ladies and gentlemen, we knew that it was at the end, but I think everybody knew that something had happened. I don't know exactly what, but being 25, he was active until like the last week of his life. And I mean, when I say active, ladies and gentlemen, he would still find. Well, let me explain things. He was my cat since about 6 years old, okay? And he was more like a dog than a cat. It was a chocolate Siamese, something like that. Anyways, he used to go on trips with the family, all kinds of things. And we'd always put a leash on him so we would know where he was, and we'd hold on to the leash, everything else. And basically, he would always jump on and off the counter. And last couple of months, he was kind of preferring the counter, which he did during the winter, which was no big surprise. Well, he missed the counter one or two good times, and a couple weeks later went by. He was normal, and then all of a sudden, like somebody snapped their fingers, he pretty much was just laying around, and he was starting to mope, and he was just making weird meowing sounds. So we don't know if he had a stroke or what, but it almost sounds like, somebody did something, when the family wasn't in the house. And for him being as close as he was to the Guinness Book World Records, I hope if something did happen to him, I find that son of a bitch. But I truly believe that something or someone did something to him. And it's an unfortunate situation, folks. I know people who have just, think pets are just a plaything, that once they become a full-grown cat or dog, they just get rid of them, or they, take them out back and do whatever, or they let the kids, tear them apart or do weird shit to things. And those people who do that, ladies and gentlemen, they're not human beings. If you are going to devote yourself to a pet, to a partner, to a person, to any type of relationship with an actual standing foundation, you're there till the end, folks. You're not there for 6 weeks and then you move on because you get bored and leave the pet there. So, anyways, folks, this really hit home for me. I know it's unusual for America 2.0, but the companies are starting to offer this, so this is the future. And I really hope that one day we can clean up all the bad stuff going on in this world. People say, oh, you're a social justice warrior. I say, no, I'm not. I just want all this stupid shit to stop. That's it. And if you do stupid shit, just stay away from me. That's all I want. Nothing more, nothing less. If you think you're a human being and you do shit like that, you are not.